Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's Thursday again. Does anybody feel like time is just flying at warp speed right now? I can't seem to catch up with all the things that need doing or that I want to do. And it's just amazing to me that every week I turn around and like, oh, I'm on live again today. Oh, I get to do a live again today. Is it really Thursday already? So, hello, Chris. Good to see you. So let's dive in for those of you that don't know me, and I'm going to introduce myself every week because we have so many new people in the group every week, and I want to make sure that they know who I am and why we're here and what I offer for them. So my name is Araya Onra, and I'm essentially a guide for the dragons. I am here to help you have the tools you need. If you have dragons showing up in your field, if you have a fascination with dragons, if someone else told you there's a dragon in your body or in your field, so that you know what to do with that information. Or maybe you've started having experiences or meditations where they're showing up, and there is a reason, and there's a lot of openings and things you can get from working with the dragons. And that's why back in 2007, I actually brought through a guidebook to work with the dragons. It's called The Dragon Within, and I'm very excited because it's in its newest, beautiful form nowadays. Look at this, you guys. I love my new hardback book. And look at all these beautiful color pages with all the symbol. Everything's in color all the way across. Really excited because it's now out on the dragonwithin.com site in paperback, hardback in English as well, and in French and Spanish, both Kindle and or EPUB or PDF version. So ebooks, any style you need, and paperback in both Spanish and French. So if you have had it for a while and you've got friends around the world that are in different cultures and countries and speak different languages, and it's French or Spanish would work for them, gosh, please gift them a copy because it's now available and it can ship anywhere in the world. And I'm just so excited about that because it's time. The dragons are ready to go big, and the dragons have so much to bring us right now. You guys have been feeling the energy coming into 2020, I am sure, and this is going to be a powerhouse year with lots coming through. And hello, Annabelle, and hello, Jackie. Good to see you guys. So let's dive into this week. What I do every week is tackle questions that you guys have. I'm here to help you on your journey. So if you have questions, email me, post them in the comments, private message me on Messenger. This is how and why I do this every week, because you guys have questions. You're going along each week on your journey and something pops up and you're like, oh, what do I do with this? So this week's question is fantastic because it's about working with your inner child. Last week we went over, who you're going to call. How do you know which dragon to call in for different things? And working intuitively will typically lead you to the right direction. But in this specific question, diving into inner child work, a lot of our growth and expansion, a lot of our journey of release, going into trauma, old emotional things, false beliefs, things that are set in place within us, all of those affect our inner child. So you're going to get some level of work and release in that with any of the dragons. But I would say most particularly if we look at where the inner child is the most damaged, the most fragile, the most needing to be found and embraced and brought in to a place where they can talk about what their trauma was, maybe just feel supported and heard in it finally. That heart space is your key. That heart space is where you're going to go into really in the core and find that center hidden chamber where your little inner child is residing. And to go in with that into the heart space is going to be your water lineage. The water dragons, if you've done base level there, take it up an octave. Go up into the sapphire dragon, or go into the crystal dragon, or go up into the silver dragon. Any of those. And here Chris is saying last week I did inner child work and a white and gold dragon came in to hold space and immediately recognized it from being with me during that period of my life. Absolutely. So there it is. If you had a personal one, and a lot of us did, a lot of us have been shut down to our dragon aspect because, you know what, when we're children, stop that nonsense. Get rid of the imaginary friends. Dragons aren't real. Stop that. But we recognized them. They were around us. We were talking to them as children. And if you remember one or have pictures that you drew as a child, call that one in. But if you don't and you want a doorway in, hello Marie Ev, good to see you. Invite the water dragon lineage, because they're going to be the ones to take you into that heart space, into that deep inner healing sanctum in the heart where that little inner child is sitting and waiting. Now, on that note, here Chris has brought in both the white dragon and the gold dragon. They're from different lineages. One is in the power dragon lineage, and that's the gold dragon, and the other is in with the air dragon. So where do we sit in relation to that? Because my other recommendation would be with the black dragon, the fire dragon, and the gold dragon. They're all in that power lineage. And what do? They help us with our shadow work. They help us with our deepest release work. And typically by going in with them, it might not be a direct path to the inner child, but usually our inner child and the challenges that he or she is having are related to traumas and deep shadow stuff that we need to look at. And that would be the fire dragon, the black dragon, the gold dragon in a higher octave of it, that will come in and hold that space for you to actually see it honestly. And I would say that's one of the hardest things for us to do in our healing path, is to go in and actually look at it really honestly. And when you have space being held for you to do that, and the environment and the desire, then it can really come through very quickly. And then you'll know where to go when you have that. You'll get bits and pieces and clues about what's going on with the inner child. And then you can go back in a more embracive space. And I know that white dragon is very embracing, but so are any of those heart lineage. Rihanna, the silver dragon, the crystal dragon, the water dragon, all of them are going to hold that space in the heart for the inner child to really get to a comfort zone and a relaxed place to be able to commune with you and soften and surrender and open up. And that's what usually needs to happen for some real serious inner child work and expansion and movement beyond the trauma. So I hope that's helpful. There's always more aspects on an individual basis. So again, I will add in with that. That's sort of a guideline. Take that in as your guideline. But then if you have another dragon show up that's wanting to be part of it, definitely bring them in. Don't exclude, because they're here. And I will tell you, it's very interesting that this question, as well as what came up in the client session today and in my book club today, Silver Dragon was very present. And I feel her here. This is her symbol here. These are all in the book. And I even had to bring all my silver dragons out for me today because she's present. And I feel like that's also partly because this subject was going to be discussed for today's live, and holding that space of really one of the highest octaves of that heartline clearing to know that, all right, Brianna is here for you. She is from Orion. Many of you have connections through Orion, and she might be the one that you want to start with. So follow your gut, but take those guidelines and let them lead you down to where your intuition can guide you the rest of the way, or start with them. And you know what? If one dragon is working with you, it doesn't preclude or exclude other dragons that are in your sphere, especially your guides or your family members, to come in and add to that and show you more pieces and hold a different space for you. So I would encourage you with that. Speaking of the pendants, I decided I was going to bring this out to share because I just got a whole new shipment in. I know I talked about it a while back, and it's taken a long time to get this shipment in with apparently staff changeovers and getting the shipping organized and everything to the United States. But I have them all now, so I wanted to show you just as a little tempter. If you have the book and have seen the symbols, and even if you haven't, you might resonate with this. All the symbols are now pendants or keychains. I have my house key on a water dragon keychain, and so that everywhere it's with me, it's carrying that heart frequency. I lock into my heart space every time I open my door to my house, and it's something that what's going to be happening with these is not only do they carry the dragon frequency of each of those dragons with you, and you can have them on your altar, or you can put them in your jewelry box, or however you display your jewelry, to be called by one each day to know that that's what you need to be wearing. So this is the full set of 13 that come in this beautiful little bag, and I'm just going to pull them out and show you because they're really beautiful. And I introduced these last year. Hello, Diane. I'm recalling that Diane is up in Canada in Montreal region, where I'm going to be going again in October 10th and 11th. Next workshop on the books up there, going to be bilingual in French and English. But that was the first place that these got introduced. It was the first introduction to the world of the pendants. And so as you can see here, these are all on pendants, and they will come with a couple of the key rings. But you can see the crystal, the fire, the Sirius, dragon, American, the feminine. Each of those is carrying their energy, but also being infused as I send each package out, whatever someone ends up buying through the layer, which is going to be opening hopefully by this summer. I'm going to be sending each package with a personal transmission for that person to be embedded into whatever, whether it's a stuffy or pendants that you're going to be wearing around your neck, so that they resonate most efficiently for you. And I'm really excited about that. So this is the whole set of 13. You can buy 3 in a set. You can buy singles. You can buy 3 in a set, or 4 in a set, or all 13. And they'll all come in these beautiful little bags, so they make great gifts. And I don't usually like to get on and sell stuff, but I'm so excited because they just came and I have put the first few together. So if you're curious about those, if you want to get the pricing and shipping information, please email me, Araya@dragonwithin.com or Araya@invokehealing.com, and I will send you the information. I will be posting it into the group later. I'm not sure when, probably closer to when the layer is actually ready and opening, but we'll see. Hello, Carla and Candace. And I do find it's interesting because I don't always wear a lot of jewelry. You guys see me with my dragons because when I'm working, I do have my dragons on. But since I've had them out and I have them in my bathroom counter behind my tray that's got rings and stuff in it, I keep them all there, all in a line, and I let them speak to me every day. And sometimes I don't need to wear one, and there's other times when I know absolutely I need that power frequency around me, and I pull the gold dragon or the black dragon, and it feeds my energy field all day long. It really does. And just being able to see them every day just gives a different charge as well. There's a lot of power in those symbols, and it's because they're carrying the signature of those dragons. So let me know about those. And I showed you the book. I told you, filled in Diane, the next workshop is in Montreal in October 10th and 11th in the Three Rivers region. Really excited to get back there and to see the fall color. And for those of you that are called to travel worldwide, some of you know that you're called to certain regions. If Japan has been calling your field for some time and you've not known why you need to go there, tune into the trip that's coming up July 8th to the 15th. We're going to be activating the Sun Dragon that's rising, the dragon within Mount Fuji. There's a larger dragon in the land and the ocean along the Asian coastline that's going to be activated. And it ends up being a powerhouse experience for your own expansion to be part of a small group like that. It's also an amazing way for those of you that like to travel but don't want to travel alone. Maybe you want to experience the Japanese culture. Would love to know about the dragons there, but you haven't traveled a lot, or you like to travel but don't like to travel alone. It's a great small group setting, and I'm only taking 10 people with me. It's going to be a very small, nice, intimate group. And we are going to be climbing Mount Fuji, but you don't have to. We can actually arrange for those that don't want to climb to stay overnight and just hold the space energetically in the valley floor, which might actually be what needs to happen. There might be people needed that actually hold the base after we activate all the corners of the valley. So we'll see how that plays out. But if you'd like information, get a hold of me again at Araya@dragonwithin.com, and I'll get you that information. And also hold in the back of your field, Uluru is coming up next winter solstice. It's winter solstice for us, but it is just period solstice in December because the other hemispheres will have it as summer solstice. It will be summer down there and longest day of the year. And so December 18th to the 23rd, we're going to be in Uluru completing the ceremony, the dragon piece of the huge event that happened on January 12th with the creation of the umbilical cord of Gaia back out and reconnected, fully completed, actually, the ceremony completed that the Aboriginals New was interrupted, and in the dream time and creation time, we're ready to complete. If you're not even aware of that, that's new information. You're like, whoa, what is she talking about? I missed that. Go back in the archives of the group in the videos, or go onto the YouTube channel. Just do a Google search on Invoke Healing and you'll come up and there'll be a dragon playlist. And just right after, in January, is when I was talking about it and what happened and the aftermath of that energetically. Hello, Leonie. So that's what's coming up, and the dragons have a piece to complete with that on the next very big planetary conjunction that is on that solstice. So all kinds of things happening, all kinds of things in the works. Very excited about all of them, and I always love coming and seeing you guys every Thursday. So send your questions. This is my joy, to be able to answer your questions, give you more of what you need moving forward. So I look forward to next week. Have a great, great weekend, and enjoy some inner child work with your dragons. For those of you that take this to heart and realize, like, oh, I haven't done that in a while, and it's been calling. I feel that. When you feel that heart resonance or your whole body gets the tingles, pay attention. That's your energy body and your guides trying to give you that full body confirmation. I get it head to toe body tingles. The more truth that's being spoken, the bigger it is in my body. As a way to like pay attention to what's being said right now. It's really important. So if you're getting that hit when you listen to this at any point, whether it was about pendants, whether it was about Mount Fuji, whether it was about the inner child, pay attention to those, because your guides are trying to speak to you and get you on track with the work that you actually need, or the things that you need around you. So have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next time. And call your dragons in. They're just waiting to work with you. Bye, guys.